So now, Hare Krishna. Okay, just going to get this set up so that people can watch us. 1 second. Okay. So Krishna's been very kind to us. It's not that hot out today. It's hot, but not that hot. So Lord Chaitanya is protecting us, isn't it? There's some clouds in the sky. Okay, so we're going to have a little talk, but first we'll chant Jai Radhamadava. That's all right. Actually, why don't you let me use the amp, that amp. That'll be easier for me.
The big one, right?
The big one, yeah. Your amp.
You gotta grab it. Take it.
No, just leave it there.
Oh,
Leave the amp there. Plug it in instead of the, whoops, not that.
oh, that could have been plugged in then if it wasn't.
What?
If you had the adapter, it could have worked like that too.
Oh, okay. Too late. All right. Ready? A little. Wish we would have had this before. No, a lot lower. No, low, low, low.
Way lower.
Okay? Hare Krishna. All right. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunjaliya Kunjaliya Jaya Radhikacharya, also Tata Satashi Shimad. His Divine Grace Abhaya Chananada Bhaktivedanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shirveda Gadadha Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radhakrishna Gopi Gopinath Sayam Kunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavanam Ki Jai. Mathuram Ki Jai. Jagadava Swami Ki Jai. Yamunamai Ki Jai. Shrimati Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Samveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaur Premananda Hari. All glories the assembled devotees, all glories the assembled devotees, all glories the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pacharni Nivashesha Shinyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarni. So, Om Gana Timidandasha Gananjana Shalakya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Bol. At least no marigolds. Hari Bol. So, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who so kindly opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge while I was blinded in the darkness of ignorance. So it's good to see everybody here for this wonderful installation of Shri Shri Gauranatai. And what I was thinking about when I was seeing Gauranatai installed, this may appear to be a little Rasabas, so forgive me. I was thinking about your friend Jamil. Your friend, not mine. So, well, maybe he's my friend now, but anyway. So, Jamil, just a little history for those of you who don't know the story of Jamil. Actually, the story of Jamil is taught in the 6th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And the reason it's taught in the 6th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam because the 6th canto comes after the 5th canto. Does that make sense? So, but the 5th canto has a lot of interesting descriptions that really will shock you, you know. Just like sometimes in different religions you have the threat of going to hell. You ever heard of that before? You know, people say you should surrender or whatever, or go to hell. But we actually have better hells than they do. You know, they just have like a little fire and like a devil. You know, it's kind of nice for cooking. You know, cooking bakors or something. It's not too bad. But the 5th canto, the descriptions of hell are so elaborate, and I'm not going to get into it right now. And so, of course, when a devotee hears these things, a devotee wants what? Devotee wants to understand how to free people from the hells. They're not thinking, wow, as they say in the 1960s, Sakatulam, you know. That means just let them. No. That is actually not the mood of a devotee. The mood of a devotee is not retribution. Let's get even with someone. Make them suffer. They don't need me suffer. They should suffer. No. The mood of a devotee is how they can be saved. And so, Parikshit Maharaj, as a pure devotee of the Lord, asked Shukadeva Goswami at the beginning of the 6th canto, how can the living entities be saved? And Shukadeva Goswami tests his disciple. He says to Parikshit Maharaj that basically by doing a lot of prayaschita, like sitting in the hot sun like we're doing now. So, but even worse, I mean in India. Can you imagine? seen and been at marriages where it's like 120 degrees Fahrenheit out and lasts for 3 days in South India. So that is enough to send you back to Godhead. Isn't it? I mean, it's just 3 days and everyone's sweating. And of course the ladies love it. They're crying, isn't this ecstatic? And the men are doing business in the background, you know. So they're also thinking it's ecstatic. So that's called prayaschitta. Prayaschitta means atonement. Just like in every religion they have some sort of atonement thing. Just like when I was young, I went to this place called Ripley's Believe It or Not, where they show the types of atonement the Catholics used to do. And they used to do things, I mean, amazing things. They would just like sit on a bed of nails and stuff like that. And I was thinking, oh my God. And sometimes they would beat each other with chains. Anyone who's seen that movie, The Da Vinci Code, well, just saying what I'm talking about. And so, and then other religions, like the Jewish religion, they have one day that they atone. It's actually pretty good. Just one day, and they just have to fast half a day. So and it's called a special day of being free from sins. And basically, it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? It doesn't work because the desire, even if it worked, the desire to commit sins continues in the heart. It's called the Papa Bija, which is the seed of the desire to sin. So, and it doesn't work anyway. It doesn't free you from the karmic reaction because good karma does not free you from bad karma. Just like many of you may know that story of King Riga in the Bhagavatam. King Riga had a lot of good karma and a little bit of bad karma. Still had to become a lizard. It didn't balance itself out. It's not that you can pay your debts off karmically by doing other karmic things. It doesn't work. People think like that. It doesn't work. So Parikshit Maharaj understands that, and he says to Shukadeva Goswami, you're wrong, Guru Maharaj. Don't try that. Yeah, I know some people who may get very angry. You're wrong, Guru Maharaj. So anyway, but Shukadeva Goswami was testing his disciple, and Shukadeva Goswami didn't get angry. And ultimately, he came to the ultimate conclusion, which is a beautiful verse in the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Tasmat Sankirtanam Vishnor Jaganmangalang Mahatam Mahatama Bikoriva Vidyakantaka Nishkritam. Beautiful, beautiful verse. It says, the ultimate way to overcome the sinful reactions, the vikarmic stuff, is Sankirtana. And it says, Jangan Mangalang Anghasam. It is the most auspicious activity for the universe. Jangan Mangalam Anghasam. Mahatama Pikaravya. That the great personalities do it, that recommend it and do it. Vidyakantaka Nishkritam. And this will actually free someone from all the sinful reactions. And Parikshit Maharaj is very satisfied by hearing this. Now, fast forward, because when Parikshit Maharaj asked that question, it was just like at the cusp of the yugas, right? So the cusp of the yugas means, right at the beginning of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga started to appear basically when Krishna left the planet. Krishna Swadama Ubhakate Dharma Gyata Dvisaha. And Parikshit Maharaj sort of held him at bay. You understand? Held him at bay means that when he caught Kali doing his things, like going to McDonald's and stuff like that, torturing a cow. Going to McDonald's is worse than what Kali was doing. He was torturing a cow and a bull. But anyway, I can't imagine how much sin people have nowadays, isn't it? It's just unbelievable. Like the sin of killing a cow or eating the cow, you have to take as many births as are on the cow's body. The hairs are on the cow's body. I mean, you better just eat chickens. Because then you just have to take one chicken birth. Unless you happen to be like your friend, Colonel Sanders, who was the founder Acharya of KFC. You've heard of him before? Yeah, he's the Acharya. So Prabhupada said he has to take a birth for every chicken that's ever sold and then restores it. I guess it's proactive, reactive, so he continues to mount up his karma. So in Kali Yuga, things are a lot worse than when Parikshit Maharaj was stopping the personality of Kali. And we find that devotees are very concerned. There's a story in the Chaitanya Mangal about Narada Muni being very concerned. And he goes to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we know the story. The Supreme Personality of Godhead agrees to appear in this world because Narada Muni is asking him, and Narada Muni tells everybody to come and join the fun from all the demigods. Whenever the Supreme Lord appears, it's a lot of fun. When Krishna appears, even when Lord Nrsimhadev appears, that's a lot of fun. Lord Nrsimhadev is known as Patita Nashana, and Lord Chaitanya is known as Patita Pavana. You understand the difference? Patita Nashana. Of course, when he does his Nashana business, of Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyakashipu gets benefits. So he's also Patita Pavana. Because Hiranyakashipu gets rectified. And actually he's a great devotee and it's a pastime and whatever. So, but Lord Chaitanya is Patita Pavana. So, therefore, Krishna agreed to appear in Kali Yuga in his most munificent form. And in order to become more munificent, Krishna had to change his mood. Just like sometimes someone is in a bad mood. Krishna's never in a bad mood, but he's in a very, sometimes, angry mood with the demons, right? Like Lord Nrsimhadev. Krishna, so many stories about Krishna cutting off heads of demons, Parashuram creating rivers of blood, isn't it? And lakes of blood. Oh my God. Lakes of blood. You can go there today to see the lakes, but the red corpuscles have settled to the bottom of the lake. So, it's just like, so Krishna does get angry at the rascals. It's a fact. So, Krishna was thinking, how can I change my mood so I don't get angry at everybody in Kali Yuga? And also he was thinking, of course this is the exoteric reason, he was thinking, I really want to understand Radharani's love for me. I want to see myself from her, whoops, what happened here? Okay. I want to see myself from her perspective because I'm beautiful and I want to see my beauty. Krishna is an egotist, but that's good. It's not false ego. Real ego. If you're God, you have a right to be proud. Aham sarasya prabhavo matak sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajanti mam. As Krishna says, right? Everybody knows the verse. Everything comes from me. That's prideful. But you have a right. If I say everything comes from me, I'm the controller, Ishwaroham aham bhogi siroham balavan sukhi. That's stupid. That's the mantra of the demons in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Divine and demoniac nature. If I say that, that's bad. But Krishna says it's good. So Krishna says, I want to see my own beauty. I want to understand the love Radharani has for me. I want to understand the love of my devotees. And he says, well, this will work out as far as becoming more merciful, too. So he takes on the mood of Radharani. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Satya Devi, Pranamami Haripriye. He takes on the mood of Srimati Radharani and becomes very soft-hearted. Like ladies are usually more soft-hearted than men. Kali Yuga, I don't know if that applies, but anyway. But usually they're more soft-hearted. And sometimes people say that's less intelligent, but I say that's more intelligent. To be soft-hearted. And to want to forgive people. Just like the story in the Bhagavatam, how this Ashwatam killed the sleeping sons of Draupadi, isn't it? And Bhimsen was, he was roaring. Bhimsen was roaring, and Krishna said to Arjuna, kill him, and Draupadi, she said, no, you can't do that. Because, he's the only son of his mother, Kripi, and he's a Brahmin, don't do this to him. And so she was really soft-hearted. And Krishna, of course, is very expert in trying to reconcile the differences. He said, you don't have to kill him, kill the body, but, cut his jewel off, and this is enough. That's for dealing with a Brahmin. Because Brahmins are not supposed to be punished by the government anyway. So anyway, there's the point. So Srimati Radharani is so soft-hearted. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very soft-hearted. In fact, that's why we chant the Panchatattva Mahamantra before we chant Hare Krishna, isn't it? Because there's no offenses in chanting the Panchatattva Mahamantra. Of course, don't deliberately try to do something. But at the same time, there's no offenses, and we'll be relieved from the offenses that we've committed from chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because Lord Chaitanya, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tasay Namaha. I mean, so merciful. Other aspects of that is that, Krishna has these verses in the Bhagavad Gita that are very discouraging. What are the verses? Bohanam Janmanamante Yadavamam Prapajate Vasudeva Sarvaniti Samahatma. Sudurlabha. I read that verse first time. I said, oh my God. After many births and deaths, one will come to the conclusion that Krishna's everything. That's not even pure devotional service. Where does that leave me? And also, Manushanam Sahashe Shukashe Yatadisariya Yatatama Pisanam Kachan Vedi Tatvata. After many, many people, hardly one is looking for the truth, and many looking for the truth, hardly one, like that. It's just hardly one becomes Krishna conscious. So I was thinking, oh my God. But then I heard about Lord Chaitanya. And, Dinahina Yatachilo Harinam Udurilo. Simply have to chant Krishna's name. And you can be fallen, rascal, whatever. And then Krishna accepts you and takes you back to home, back to Godhead. That's all you got to do. A few simple rules and regulations. But niyamena tishtan, right? Everybody knows that shikshashika niyamena tishtan. There's no hard and fast rules. In other words, you don't have to do it at a certain time of the day. You can do it anywhere and everywhere. It's not like all the Vedic mantras, there's hard and fast rules for doing it at a certain time of day, auspicious time, inauspicious time. You've got to calculate all these things. Am I in an impure state? Pure state? Haven't taken a bath, so I can't chant Hare Krishna. It's not like that. Niyamena tishtan. Right? There's no hard and fast rules for chanting the Lord's house. So Lord Chaitanya is very, very merciful. We're going to have arti out here? Or? Okay. Just tell me how long I have to go. How much longer?
Maybe 10.
10 minutes.
10 or 15. You can take more time.
Yeah, I'll just do.
As long as you want.
Well, not as long as I want. That won't work. Anyway, we'll do what Krishna wants. We'll see what Krishna wants. And then we got a little kirtan. So anyway, so Lord Chaitanya, talking about Lord Chaitanya's mercifulness, and so Lord Chaitanya is so merciful that when we have these deities of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, it's much more merciful than Radha and Krishna. I mean, if you put Radha and Krishna deities in your home, you can't go away. It's like you've had another kid. And you have to, well, sometimes you can take the deities with you, but every day, full offerings. Right? There's one of my disciples, full offering. He has big Radha Krishna deities, bigger than him. They touch the ceiling, right? He's in Asheville. So there's a Radha Krishna temple in Asheville. Nice. So, but with Gaura Nitai, they're just worshipped by chanting the Lord's holy names. Of course, we do offer food. We offer bhoga to them, and they give us their remnants. But it's just like spontaneous. You know, the worship is more spontaneous with Shri Shri Gaura Nitai. And so we worship them by chanting and also reciting their pastimes in front of them. So regularly the devotees should read the Chaitanya Charitamrita. There's a Dishnarayan Prabhu. He has some sets to sell you. At a discount today? A discount. I was just reminded, every time I see a Dishnarayan Prabhu, I'm reminded of this book distribution, which is this Sankirtan. And even 2 days ago, I looked at one of the old book distributors, Mother Tulsi in the temple, and I told her, "You're wasting your human form of life. Get out there again." And she and Divine went out yesterday in Chapel Hill and distributed many books. So, also the other day I was talking to a devotee, he's here, and I said, "You're going out in book distribution?"
Yeah.
And he said, "No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm too shy." And I said, "Then I'll take you out." So this is really how we please Shri Shri Gaura Nitai. I mean, not just by sitting home, because they don't sit at home. You know, you may think that they're staying on your altar, but you're an illusion. Yeah, you're seeing with material vision. Like Prabhupada said when people said, we want to dust your feet, and Prabhupada said, my feet are always moving. So if Prabhupada's feet are always moving, Gaura Nitai's feet also must be moving. And that's like Lord Chaitanya. One of the first things Lord Chaitanya did is he sent Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur door to door to get everyone to chant. And even though they were attacked, still Lord Nityananda continued to preach Krishna consciousness. So this should be our mood too, that we have to tolerate so many things in spreading Krishna consciousness. You know, people may say, "Get away from me." Doesn't happen. They slam the door in your face, or they're mean to you, or tell you. Worse is they tell you you're going to hell. That happened to me a lot. I just told them, "Thank you. It's good preaching there." You don't have to convince people they're not the body. You don't have to convince people they're suffering, do you? You know, just like in a prison. You're suffering. Okay. I'm suffering. So we have to spread this Krishna consciousness movement, and you know, Harinam and book distribution, and that's where our life is. That's where Gaura Nitai's life is. Gaura Nitai's life is Dinahina Yatu Chilo, as I mentioned before, Harinam Utirilo, saving everybody. Not just sitting on the altar. It's kind of boring sitting on the altar. Don't condemn them to sitting on the altar. So, participate in this Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. then Gaura will be very pleased. And the more you share Krishna consciousness, the more you become Krishna conscious. Like Prabhupada would often say, it's not like material things that you give away something and you've lost it. Like you spend some money and there's less money in your bank account. Well, the more you give Gaura mercy to people, the more they will give you their mercy. And the more you have... What is the sign of getting their mercy? Ruchi. Nama Ruchi. Just like they've come to teach us. Nama Ruchi. Jiva Doya. Right? Vaishnava Seva. 3 things. Jiva Doya. Compassion for the jivas. I'm a jiva too. So Jiva Doya. Nama Ruchi. Right? And Vaishnava Seva. Because by Vaishnava Seva, you please them also. Like Lord Shiva says, a best type of worship is worship of Krishna's devotees. And Krishna in the Adi Purana says, one who says he is my devotee is not as my devotee, but one who says he is a devotee of my devotee is my devotee. So, if we remember that, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda's 3 teachings, Jiva Doy, Namaruchi, Vaishnava Seva, then we will get a taste. And that taste will be so great. Do Shadatata Sadhu Sangota, Bhajana Kriya, Nartu Nivritti Shat. All the dirty things will disappear in our heart and will become fixed, Nishta, in Krishna consciousness, and then Ruchi. What does Ruchi mean? Gauranga Balite Habi, Kulata Sharir, Hari Hari Nayani Bhavi, near. Whenever we hear Lord Chaitanya's name, then, all the hairs on our body are going to stand up. Don't have too many hairs left to stand up, but anyway. You ever see a devotee with a seeker that stands like this? I've seen that in my work. So, all the hairs of the body will stand up shivering, Mahaprabhu, Kirtan, and Richakita, Varitramadyan, Manaso, Rasena, right? Tears coming. Ashrutaranga Bhajo. Tears coming from the eyes like torrents of rain. Anyway, so that's the mercy of Shri Shri Gaura. So here we're very fortunate today to get their mercy, but their mercy is present in their instructions too. You understand? Instructions are most important. Just like the spiritual master, there's Vani and Vapu, and so Vani is most important. So what is the Vani of Gaura? Go and spread Krishna consciousness everywhere, and then they will be very pleased upon you. Okay, so that's all I wanted to speak about today. Sankirtan! Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, he's trying to avoid going to Sankirtan. So, if we got everybody out here, we can take over North Carolina, basically. Okay. So, in that happy note, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Shri Gaura Ki Jai. We're going to have the arti for the deities. And that's my little speech. Or big speech. So, are we ready, or? Unless someone has a question while we're waiting. So, you have a question? Divya?
So, would we say that the Nam and Nami, how you explained that?
Yeah, Nam and Nami are the same.
So, is it applicable to like only Panchatattvas, or or they say like when you're sitting and say remembering Srinivasa Acharya or maybe Vishnu Chakravarti Chakra, are they present? Like up till what?
Well, the pure devotees, yes. But it's not exactly the same as the name of Krishna. You have to visualize them too. Yeah, but chanting the name of the pure devotee. But it's not our process simply to chant. We can chant their name, but in terms of in an authorized mantra. which is the Panchatattva mantra. Like it wouldn't be appropriate just to chant the whole kirtan of Shivastakur, 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 because it's not an authorized way to chant. You can say it one time, Jaya Shivastakur. But as far as the purification is concerned, mantras have to be, what is it, Sampradaya Vinay mantras, Te Nishpala Mataha. Mantras have to be given down in cyclic succession. I can't make up my own mantra. Otherwise, I'll be doing something perhaps rasabas. Rasabas means like that one mantra that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was really upset with. Bhaja Nita Gaura Radhe Shyam Japa Hari Krishna Hari Ram. Which this mantra basically says, chant Nita Gaura Radhe Shyam publicly, but don't chant the Hare Krishna mantra publicly. Just do it as japa. So it's rasabas, it's an offense. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was so much upset with that mantra. The person who invented the mantra, he arranged for him. There was a riot because he was a popular person in Puri. And so Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's life was threatened. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur had to get him out of Puri really quickly.
Sorry, Maharaj. For all the bad reasons I'm here.
As long as you go on Sankirtan, I'll forgive you. Yes, Purvaji.
So, and you may remember a few years back, maybe 20, when you made those little Gornitai deities and not
Yeah, the happy dolls.
happy dolls. So, what do you think about distributing those? I think there is something wrong with that.
Yeah.
Say more about it.
Well, Purvaji asked me about what Prabhupada requested that people give out little Gornitai deities. They're already dressed. And so we had these on Sankirtan. And Prabhupada said they're so merciful that even if you put them on a bookshelf and you just offer them, let's say, a little piece of fruit or something like that, then your life will be successful. And Prabhupada said we can just call them happy dolls and say that you'll get good fortune if you put little fruit in front of them. That's how merciful Gornitai are. So in other words, going on Sankirtan and distributing little Gornitai deities to people who are not exactly following the one regulated principle. So that's really radical. And so Gornitai are very merciful like that. So yeah, we still have some of those happy dolls, if you're interested.
I'd like to get some. Who should I
Talk to Gopi. She knows where they are. Yeah, we still have some of those happy dolls, or Tulsi may also know where they are. And so, yes, Prabhupada wanted it, and it's a good idea. Yeah, whatever Prabhupada wanted. So we're ready?
One of those offerings for 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes. All right, questions? And then we can have kirtan. If there's not another question, we can take kirtan. Yes. Come on.
Start? Because like the mantras are really old, so like when did it start?
Well, the disciplic succession that we're a member of right now, the Brahma Sampradaya, started at the beginning of creation. Because Lord Brahma taught his first disciple, Narada Muni taught Vyasadeva all the way down to the present day. That's our disciplic succession. So, but as the disciplic succession, I would say, progresses or goes through time, there's more and more revelation. Like Lord Chaitanya's revelation was a little over 500 years ago. And the Bhagavatam was compiled approximately 5,000 years ago. Whoops. All right, why don't we have kirtan now? That's more practical. Because you can't see me. And Gornitai are ultimately much more attractive. So, all right. So, Brother Radhika, you want to chant? Would you give her that? All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai.